Alright, boys and girls, this is video 1.1, the first official flipped math video of the school year. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to create a chart like the one that I have here in my notes. So when I multiply a number by 10 or find 10 times as much as that number, my answer is going to be larger. The product will be larger. So there's a couple ways that I could solve this problem. I could literally do 300 times 10 and get the product, and using standard algorithm or box method or any other repeated addition, any other methods that I know to solve a multiplication problem. Or I could pull out my dancing decimal and I can move my decimal one place value to the right, because I know that if I move my place value one place value to the right, it will make my number 10 times larger. First, I have to identify where my decimal is, though. I don't see a decimal on the number 300, but I do know that there is an invisible decimal that lives behind every whole number, that there's a decimal right after 300. So to make my number bigger, I have to move one place value. I'm going to rewrite my number. Take my decimal and make him dance one place value to the right. I'm going to physically move that decimal one place value to the right. And then I fill it with a 0. So a number that is 10 times as much as 300 would be 3,000. Now when I find 1/10 of, I'm doing the same thing. I'm still moving this magic decimal that I have here, but instead of moving it to the right, I want to make it just a tenth of it, which I know is just a piece, a small amount of what it currently is. So to get a smaller number would be to get 1/10 of it, because out of the whole pie or the whole brownie or all of my markers, I just want 1 out of every 10. So that means I'm going to have a smaller amount than what I started with. So if moving my decimal to the right makes my number larger, then I would bet I could move my decimal to the left in order to get a smaller number, a number that is 1/10 of its current size. So I'm going to again write my 300 with its magic decimal, and I'm going to bump it one place value to the left. So 1/10 of 300 is 30. Let's try it again. Let's try it with our 17. Now if you're comfortable and think you can go forward and do this, then solve the problem. Tell me what 10 times as much as 17 is, and tell me what 1/10 of 17 is, and then check your answer with what I get. Let's see how you do. I'll write my number again with my invisible decimal that lives behind all whole numbers. My answer should be bigger, so I'm going to move it one place value to the right, and I fill it with a 0. Now to find 1/10 of 17, I again have my decimal, and to make it smaller, a piece of it, I move it one place value to the left. Which is 1 7/10. I would like you to solve this problem 23 2/10 independently. So I got the answer to be 232 and 2 32/100. But before we do that, we have to learn about two words. So what I need you to know is what is means and what of means in math. So the word is would be the same as having an equal sign. Is equal. 2 dogs and another 3 dogs is 5 dogs. Of means to multiply. When you see of in a math problem, more than likely the operation that it's asking for is multiplication. So let's look at this first problem here. 6,000 is 1/10 of blank. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write it in a numerical expression, something that I can understand. 6,000, already numerals, good. Is not numerical, not mathematical, but I have my handy dandy notes that I took that tell me that is equals equals. So I can replace the is with an equal sign. My 1/10 stays the same. Of, multiply, and then a blank. 1/10 of some number equals 6,000. So I know that when I multiply a number by 1/10, I get a smaller number. But I don't know what number it is. So that means I have to start with a larger number in order for it to equal a smaller number. So I'm working in reverse. Instead of finding 1/10 of 6,000, I need to find the larger number that when I multiply it by 1/10 gives me 6,000. So that means I'm working in reverse. So I start with my 6,000 and I do the opposite of what it tells me. Normally I would go to the left and find a smaller number, but in this case I'm going to go to the right and get a larger number. So my answer is 60,000. Let's try another one. Make this into a numerical expression. 900 is equals 10 times as much as times some number. So again, we are working in reverse. 10 times something equals 900. Let's see. 10 times 9, no, that equals 90. 10 times 90, ooh, 10 times 90, that equals 900. So 10 times a smaller number gives me a larger number. One more. 10 times 900 is equals blank. 9,000. I know this is a difficult concept and it kind of twists our brain into working a way that is not comfortable doing, but I promise it will get easier, and I promise we will practice this back in class tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I will see you shortly.